today I'll be talking about those little bumps that you might get on like your forehead or your right here, basically anywhere where you're like really oily, or just like those little tiny bumps. And so I just want to let you know now that it's not acne. It's literally a fungus that's in your skin. It is called pityrossiform folliculitis, and it's basically a yeast in your skin. And so you're probably asking, okay, well, what is a yeast that belongs in bread doing to my skin? Well, let me give you an example of what yeast does to bread. So when bread sits out, it expands. That's what yeast does. It expands. So if you see like a couple pimples in one area, pimples will say, because they're not really pimples. If you see a couple dots, bumps in one area, and then they just start expanding, just like all over your forehead. I'll insert pictures here of what my skin used to look like. That is what yeast does. And so another question you might have is, okay, well, how did I even get this yeast? How did it get into my skin? Why is this happening to me? And there are different reasons. Number one, it can be coffee. Number two, it can be fruit. If you eat a lot of fruit, if you drink a lot of coffee. Number three is if you are just naturally oily, just a very naturally oily, skin type of person. And number four, it can be the exposure of sunlight. And so if any of that has ever happened to you, if you've been out in the sun too long and then out of nowhere you get bumps on your skin. And another thing about it though is that these bumps don't have to just be on your forehead. They can be on your arms, on your legs. I know I have a couple on my arms right now. They're just like really tiny bumps. It's not pimples. And so I feel like I'm kind of going like everywhere within this, but with everything I've talked about, if you've eaten a lot of fruit out of nowhere and then you start having bumps, if you're drinking a lot of coffee out of nowhere, if you're just naturally oily and you've always had these bumps, or if you've been out in the sun for too long, that is probably what's making you get this yeast, what's making you get this pityrossiform folliculitis. And so a lot of people will say, okay, well, if it's not acne, then I can just scab the bump off and then be good. Well, no, because yeast doesn't go away. Like, I'm sorry, but if you have yeast in your skin, it's not going to go away. It'll have flare-ups every now and then, but you have to control it yourself with a product of some sort. And so, since it's not acne, benzoyl peroxide will not cure it. Neither will salicylic acid. What you need is an anti-dandruff shampoo. I'm going to get into this later because I feel like I'm skipping over so many different things. But basically, you can't like pop it like a pimple. One good thing about pityrossiform folliculitis is that since it is a yeast and it's not acne, you can literally cure it in a week. With acne, if you're trying to find supplements to clear your skin, it will take weeks, months, maybe a year for your skin to actually adjust to the product, for your skin to actually become clear. But since it is a yeast, you can literally put something on top of it, like a layer of a substance on top of your skin for so many days, and then it will literally go away, just like that. And so I want to get into this now, which is the Nizoral. It's either Nizoral or Nizoral. I'll have better pictures because this lighting is kind of like everywhere. But basically, it is an anti-dandruff shampoo. And so you're wondering, why am I putting shampoo on my skin? Like, that seems worse than just using acne products. Well, dandruff is basically a form of yeast. If you have dandruff in one patch, it's most likely going to be in like other patches throughout your head. And so dandruff also itches. And then another thing about this pityrossiform folliculitis is that it will itch occasionally. The thing about it though is that some people who have pityrossiform folliculitis, it doesn't itch as much as like full-blown pityrossiform folliculitis. So sometimes you might catch yourself just like scratching your forehead and you're like, okay, why is my face itching? Why are these pimples that I think is acne itching? Like, why is it itching? Because it's a yeast. And so since dandruff is what you know, sometimes itches your head, it flakes everywhere, you know, dandruff shampoo will cure that. It will also cure the yeast in your forehead. So basically I'm basically going to tell you how to use this, because I've gone through everything. Like, if you want to trust anyone with this, trust me, because I've literally gone through the worst period of having yeast in my skin, and this cleared it up in a week. So basically, what you want to do is wet your face. For a week, you're going to want to stop using all of your acne products so that you can use this. Like, don't use any of your acne products, just use the shampoo. And what you're going to do is you're going to wet your face and then dry it just a little bit so it's not soaking wet. You want it damp. And then you're going to take a little bit on your fingertip. I'm just going to do it just to demonstrate. I'm not going to do it right now. But you're going to take a little bit on your fingertip like this, and then you're going to put it on the area like a mask. You're going to let it sit there for 10 to 15 minutes, okay? Let me just talk about this for a second. Okay, you want it to sit on that area for 10 to 15 minutes. The first day you do it, you will not feel anything because it's the first time you're doing it. The second day, you might feel something, and don't get scared if you start to feel like tingling or burning, but do not try to push through it, because if you do, you will get a chemical burn. And if you don't know what a chemical burn is, it's basically when you leave product that is not used to your skin on for too long, and it literally burns your skin, and it turns it red, it flakes off, like, it's just terrible. So for day 2, you might experience like a little bit of burning, but if it gets too excessive, take it off. The third day is when I really experienced the burning. Like, right when I put it on, I probably waited like 1 minute, and I felt burning so bad that I could not make it to 5 minutes. So I took it off, and then that's okay because it's a slow process. So you do it the next day and the next day for about a week to 2 weeks, because you do not want your skin to get used to this. This is supposed to work within 1 to 2 weeks, so if it's not gone by then it's most likely not going to be a yeast. And the good thing about this, though, is that it's not harmful for the skin. So if you do like a 1 to 2 week trial with this and it doesn't work, you're gonna be perfectly fine, because it's a shampoo. It's not like a face product that's gonna damage your skin unless you leave it on too long and you get a chemical burn. Okay. Anyways, back to how to use this. So basically, I do it in the morning and at night for 10 to 15 minutes every day. Really, you can see results after the 3rd day, but for everything to be like soft and clear and just like smooth, give it about a week to 2 weeks. And I really don't recommend doing this like for a whole month straight, because then your skin is literally going to get used to shampoo as a facial cleanser, and you do not want that, because that's not really what is supposed to happen. This is supposed to be a type of thing where you try it and then drop it. Like, you don't continue with it. And so after the 1 to 2 weeks, you notice that your skin is like completely clear, then you start using it sparingly. So you might use it like once a month, or like you might use it once or twice a week. Like, the thing about yeast is that it doesn't go away. So you're gonna have to keep this every now and then, because you're gonna get flare-ups every now and then. But basically, if you don't see results within 1 to 2 weeks, it's most likely not a yeast, and it might be combination. And so the thing about combination is that it could be a yeast and pimples on your skin. I would recommend going to a doctor, dermatologist, but you will definitely know if it's a yeast if it goes away within 1 to 2 weeks. If this works for you, please comment below, because I want to know if this worked for you. I inserted pictures, I'll insert them again, of what my skin used to look like before and then after by using this, okay? This. So I know a lot of people are kind of like skeptical to try new things, especially putting shampoo that's used for your head on your face. Like, I know that might seem weird, but a lot of people have been coming out with these videos of, I've been using dry shampoo on my face, and like I just wanted to give you like the real breakdown, because I feel like a lot of people either sugarcoat it or they don't give you like the hard like details. So this is what you need to do. Follow those steps. And if you are getting those bumps, just know that it could be from being outside too long, coffee, fruit, or just naturally having oily skin. And I know this doesn't really matter because this is a video to help you guys. Like, I don't want to talk about myself, but I always notice flare-ups every time I eat fruit. Like, every time I eat fruit, I notice flare-ups. And it sucks because fruit is supposed to be good for you, but if you have to start cutting things out of your diet, if you have to stop going outside, you know, for however long, like, try it and see how it works for your skin. Also, try this. Let me know down below. I don't want to make this video too long because, you know, we want to see results now. So yeah, give it a try, and thanks for watching.